So you prioritize the dish right now over your girlfriend.
I mean, it's just like I see my girlfriend every day.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
know, interviews every day, I guess.
I love it. I love it.
I would remove rot.
You would remove the clan rot.
Yeah.
I would go with YouTubers who think they're better than they are.
First
I
of all,
know.
that has nothing to do with old school RuneScape, does it now?
I know, no, sorry, I had to say it.
You're wasting my precious recording time.
Okay,
right now,
okay. So one thing I would remove, fucking rot.
You would remove the clan rot from old school
Yeah.
RuneScape.
Yeah, fuck 'em.
If you had the chance to remove one thing from old school RuneScape, what would that be?
All the bots that you see everywhere.
I didn't mind the removal of wilderness from RuneScape. I hate how some content in the game is gated behind being PK'd.
Honestly, I'd have to say the wilderness in PvP. I really dislike it.
Multi-areas in the wilderness.
I would delete the wilderness for sure.
Pest control. Fuck pest control.
You don't like pest control?
I hate that minigame. I fucking hate it. I had to grind it out yesterday to get my Theater of Blood set.
Mage training arena or something stupid like that.
And I saw yesterday that they changed the Ferret Guard armor. And it's like I don't care if they add the opposite gender, but it's like the armor. Come on, man.
Bots.
Okay, why bots?
I think they just ruin the economy and they take up spots from players.
You know what? I'm going to go with a controversial answer here. I'm going to say Slayer. Slayer is my least favorite skill.
Oh, mining. That skill sucks.
Smithing.
Always hated thieving, so let's go for thieving.
Fine. I mean, rune crafting is the worst because I can get runes everywhere else, but...
This is a dumb answer about rune crafting. I just hate rune crafting.
A skill, I don't really like rune crafting, so I would be fine if I never had to train rune crafting.
Rune crafting.
Dude, I hate rune crafting, and I'm not gonna lie to you, I absolutely hate thieving.
I would probably have to say rune crafting just because I know it's the most basic answer, but I fucking hate that skill. I do my weekly Tears of Gothics and that's it.
I think I'd have to go with agility.
The agility skill.
I think agility, to be honest.
Ooh, okay. So I saw this question posted on Reddit, actually, and my answer for that was skilling.
Entire skilling section.
Yeah, I mean, as far as it goes, it's pretty tedious and stuff. Like, I'm working on 99 mining right now, and, like, honestly, that shit sucks, dude.
It's nice for new players to be able to have like all the extra tutorial stuff that's been added, but I think a big part of the RuneScape experience is, spawning in from Tutorial Island, having absolutely no idea what to do. And I don't think anyone should have to go into the game completely cold, but I think all the extra, like those beginner achievements, which I think is a little over the top, but it doesn't really hurt anyone. It's just I like that removed.
Honestly, for where I am right now in my grind and my journey and my levels and stuff, like Mage Training Arena,
it would be having to level up my construction. I wish I could just have like a fully ready player-owned house, good to go. Because I'm freaking broke, man. So a nice player-owned house like this, that's bank.
People begging for a bond, mate. I mean, when you're at the Grand Exchange and they beg for money, they beg for everything. I'd find a way to remove that one way or another.
Ooh, that's a good question. If I can remove anything.
One thing only.
All right, just one thing. The thing that drives me crazy, frame rate on my computer. I can play on my phone smooth as crystal. I cannot get my computer to perform the way my phone does. I want to remove the bad frame rate.
The fucking random damage you get at Winter Todd.
Why you don't like that?
Down. It's inconsistent. With every other skilling boss, it's just a matter of skill. You could go on rounds without taking damage. Winter Todd will fuck you up.
Probably the bonds. I know that's going to be very controversial just because I feel like being able to buy gold is somewhat of an advantage for a lot of people, or just like a weird step towards microtransactions.
The way bonds are used right now, maybe either just via trade screen or at least not via the Grand Exchange. How they're set up right now, they are way too prone to inflation, in my opinion, especially for more early game players.
I would say it would be the tradability of a lot of potions. I think Herblore as it currently stands is a garbage waste of space unless you're an Iron Man. And I think kind of the way they do it in RuneScape 3 solves a lot of that problem, where if you want to have good potions, you have to have the Herblore to make them.
Apart from the obvious like bots and lags, I think I would mostly go for some of the dead content, like dead minigames. But that might be a bit upsetting to the people that collected the logs for it. But yeah, like trouble brewing and so on, and replace it with something a little bit more alive.
What is that mini game in?
Trouble brewing?
Yeah, trouble brewing. I like having to do like mini games like that for like diary completions, or like having to play dead content where like no one else is there. You know, like the Karamja diary, you have to do the not the fight caves, the
fight pits.
Like, yeah, fight pits. I can never remember because it's dead content. No one remembers. They just do it because you know you have to go through it.
I think it would probably be the run energy mechanic because I find it just so frustrating to have to walk places. So I think you should just be able to run all the time if you want to. Like, I understand that training agility and getting the Graceful set helps with that some, but it feels like the game is incentivizing players to train agility by having it so when you train the skill, it removes a bad thing. And I feel like I like the skills a lot more where by training them, you gain a good thing.
But yeah, mostly like spamming bots, you know, like the ones that advertise websites and all of that. I think that brings the game down, especially a new player logs in, goes to the Grand Exchange. First thing they see is like spamming bots.
Probably prayer flicking.
You don't like prayer flicking?
No, especially not because they're making more and more stuff where it becomes dependent on it and I just can't get it down. So I would like it to not exist.
Probably case insensitive passwords. Because as a like IT guy, that really bothers me.
If I could remove one thing from the game, it would be RuneScape's bot detection system as it is now.
Oh, that's a great question. Honestly, I think PvP. The reason why is I don't do anything with it, so yeah, that's probably for me the most dead content.
Graceful.
You hate Graceful?
Yes. When I started playing again, I saw everybody wearing the same outfit, and I really didn't like that, and I still don't.
The coin pouches for thieving, I understand they were added to prevent bots, but then the people making the bots immediately figured out how to get around it, and it's still in the game. So yeah, going back and cleaning up stuff that was to prevent bots that didn't work.
I would have been very happy if the bots were removed, so I could have made better money. I spent a lot of time in free to play, so it's filled with bots. And knowing that I'm the only human maybe around those players, it was a really sad thing to play with.
So if you could, you would remove all the bots from the game?
Yes.
Tide Farm.
Tide Farm?
Tide Farm.
Why would you remove Tide Farm?
I hate that place so much. It's so tedious, and just to unlock the auto weed's not bad, but everything else is so many points that I just cannot be asked to spend more than an hour at that place.
So here's a follow-up to that. If they rework Tide Farm instead of removing it, would you be okay with that?
If they reworked it, I think I would be, but I don't have any ideas on how to fix that place. But if they came up with something good, I would.
Oh my goodness. From the perspective of someone who hasn't played RuneScape in a long time, this is really more going off of my memory, especially like memory as a kid. Because like this game is deeply rooted in nostalgia for me. How long it took me as a kid to level up, especially I think of like the Hill Giants on free to play. And I'm like, just give it more experience. Give me more.
Man, honestly, I really don't like fletching, now that you mention it. Yeah.
You don't like fletching? Why you don't like fletching?
I hate having to chop down the trees and level it up. I honestly only have level 6 fletching right now because I don't like doing it.
Polling.
You would remove
I'd
polling?
give it to polling. Yep. I think it's time to just like the game's like crazy different enough as it is. I think there's a good chance, well, not a good chance, just a small real chance that removing polling would be a bad idea. But I think that the much more likely to be a huge boon for the game in terms of just like, you know, letting content sort of happen in a more like I'm trying to think of it from sort of the workflow angle of the developers, and the idea of having to poll everything just seems like a nightmare to me.
I say scamming. Is that a good answer?
Sure, that's
For
a
an
good answer.
item.
You know, like you would remove scamming.
Yeah, I'd remove scamming. You know, scamming, luring. I mean, whichever.
Do you have any
But, like,
idea how you would remove it?
Absolutely not.
Just plainly just take scamming out of the game.
I would just like if the game is more honest, and that way every player would have a better experience that has dealt with those things, because I know it's affected a lot of people, and I've had friends that have, you know, quit because of that, and
I see.
just unfortunate.
Okay, perfect. I like that answer already.
You're gonna cut us up, right? You're not gonna have like.
No,
anything
don't worry.
in
I'll make you look like a fucking late night talk show
Media.
host.